Hi guys, so I've got a DIY project for us today. So this belonged to my niece. She doesn't want it anymore. She's had it for 3 years and she's just fed up with it. Also, it's too big and bulky and she doesn't use it anymore. I don't know if she's ever really used it. Inside, as you can imagine, I think she was 10 when she got this. She's now 14. It is looking a bit grubby. So it does need to be cleaned up. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It does need to be sanitised. It's got a lot of compartments. So let's bring her forward. Can you see how, it just needs to be cleaned up? I thought what I could do, I've done this with some of my drawers. I use like lining paper inside my drawers. I thought I could do something like this. Obviously, I'd need to get the exact measurements, but I want to clean it up first. I mean, this isn't the worst part, to be honest. The bigger drawer is. So, can you see this bottom one here? This is where she's had her false nails. So, all we've got in there is glue. Obviously, if I can't get rid of it, because I mean, glue is difficult to get rid of, I'm gonna hoover inside because I do feel like this bit needs to be hoovered. So I'm going to hoover inside and then yeah, there's something stuck here. That's not going to come off. I feel then with this section especially, the only thing I'm going to be able to do is put like papers in, which will be fine. It will cover it up. And also we've got like these kind of things to put in as well, which will cover it up. I'll get a lot of makeup in here, but I was thinking I want to put palettes there anyway. I mean, I got this for free. I didn't have to pay a cent for it, so of course I'm very pleased that I've got it. Oh, and then these, sorry, my sister kept telling me about them and she said, pull it out. I don't know how to now. Hang on. And then you've got these little 3 compartments here, a bigger compartment over there, and then you've got one more compartment which I'll show you now. Right, so it's down here. And that's quite a deep drawer in itself. At first I thought, I wonder what I'd be able to get in there from my own stash. How many palettes from my own collection. I mean, I've got 2 big massive drawers of palettes. I don't even think I'd be able to get my blush highlighters and bronzers in here. I mean, I might be able to. And then that would give me 2 drawers spare in this chest of drawer here. Or I don't know whether to use it just for Shop My Stash. Because if I use it for Shop My Stash, then you'll be able to see me. See, I really don't know what I'm going to use it for at this moment in time. I'm going to play with things by myself, and then when I know what I'm using it for, I'll come and do a video with you guys. But I did screw up on where I keep my Shop My Stash products this morning. So normally I keep them here, don't I? It's not all broken, but let me show you something. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. So you can definitely see it here. There's a big massive crack all the way down here. So I struggled to get the drawer back in, this top drawer. Not this drawer. This drawer will go back in fine. Another thing I can do, because obviously this drawer is overflowing now, I can use that bigger section for ranking my palettes. Like I said, it's getting to the point where it's overflowing and I need to take all these out. I need to take those eyeshadows out and just write down the ones that we've used and talk about them. I don't know if I am going to talk about my singles in a ranking video. Maybe I'll do a separate video and rank singles least favourite to favourite. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I could do that. So I'll write the ones down that I've used. But definitely these palettes, I'm not ready to rank them yet. I've just done a ranking. I could put them in the drawer. I've got all these ideas running through my head, guys. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with the little trolley yet. And these drawers are alright as well. So I feel like what I'm going to have to do, if I need to, is maybe get another one of these from Primark. They look a bit different now. They're not like that, but they are that same size, and they've got a big drawer and 2 small drawers. This came, oh, did you hear it? This came from TK Maxx. I could see if they've got another one, but part of me begrudges paying £19.99 for it, because that's what I paid for this. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do there. I'm going to try and keep hold of it as is until it really does break on me, and then I'll just declutter. Well, I'll get rid of it, not declutter it. So yeah, let me see. I'm not too sure yet. I know I want to keep it, but I'm not too sure. That was tricky. So I've done it. There's not enough lighting now, so I'm sorry, but it's going to be quick. So I've not put the makeup in. We're going to do that together, or I'm going to try to. I'm holding this one hand, but I might dig my tripod out. So I'll show you what it looks like. So what I've done is I've washed, but I had to use Kleenex antibacterial wipes. I can't find my rubbing alcohol, so I need to be on the search for that. But these can just come out at any time, and I can give it a wipe down. This is what I like about them. It's only like card, and it does look a lot cleaner. Like I said, you know, a young girl had it before me, so that's what it looks like. And then we've got some more of that paper down there. And then turn it around. Can you see it reflecting? No, I'm turning it around the wrong way. And I put an acrylic there, and then I put some paper there as well. I lost the scissors. I don't know where they are. They're probably on the bed somewhere. Got that much crap on there. So let me show you everything. There's a lot. And I couldn't even fit all my entire face collection in here, because I want to bring some palettes in, and I just want to make it easier to shop my stash, basically. So let me show you. This isn't like the final result. I'll probably do things differently, like mix it up a little bit. Right, so we're going to start off with bronzers. That's what's going in that bottom drawer. So I'm going to have to get my tripod on. Let me go and get it. Right, tried that. That's not going to work. So I'll just have to do it the best I can. That can go at the front. That one can go at the front. The bronzer collection is going to be coming up really, really soon. Don't even know if all these bronzers are going to fit in together. I've got all this room though as well. I think bronzer is something I don't really have a lot of. I know it looks like I've got a lot of bronzer here, but I don't realistically have a lot of it. The case is starting to tip up because the front part is empty. Right, what I'm going to do is just put things in messily. I'll show you how it is messily, and then I'll show you once I've tidied it up. Okay, so as you know, we've got one big section here and then 3 little sections. So I think I put powder blushes here because I've already tried it out and it looked okay. The one sad thing is I'm not getting to put my acrylics in, and all that money I've wasted, but it looks nice. And there's no bronzer there. Right, hang on a minute, let me get the powder blushes. I'll just do the cream blushes actually. Right, so it's not colour coordinated yet. I want to colour coordinate pinks and like orange leaning cream blushes, but this is what we're looking like so far. So I'm going to colour coordinate it now. I think that's all the cream blushes in it. So let me do that and I'll come back. Right, so I think they're the more pink ones. Is that, well, that looks orange, doesn't it? Misty, I think that's more orange. I think that's about right now. I mean, I'm going to have some overlapping. This one's pink. The one off Morag. Or is it more rosy? We'll put it in here. It's one of my favourites. I think I'm going to put this in with my bronzers. Just because I do use it as a bronzer from time to time. Well, not really a bronzer, but just kind of. I just use it as a bronzer. Right, okay, that's that. And then these are more orange leaning ones. This one, I think I'm going to depot. I'm not too sure it is out of date. You know, when I said that it looked out of date, I think it might have been the moisture from the mirror, because it's not the way, it's not like that anymore. I'll show it to you. Oh yeah, it is up there. Right, okay, so I need to take this out and down there. That's definitely turned, definitely gone bad. So I'm going to scrape it out, throw it out, and try and keep the compact, because how nice is that compact? I don't even think then I will put that back in there, so just do that. Okay, so then it's powders over here, so let's slide this across here. I'm liking this so far, I really am. Like I said, even though I can't put my acrylics back in here, and I feel like I've wasted a lot of money, I'm going to keep them just in case all this stuff goes back in the drawer and I use it for something else later on down the line. So yeah, let's go and do the powders over here. Right, so everything is going in here, believe it or not, from here, apart from that. And that's not going in. It's going to be a tight squeeze, like every week, month, whenever I do my Shop My Stash, I'm not going to know what's what. So we're going to really have to dig through it. It might be a case of doing Lucky Dip Shop My Stashes, because you can see how many I've got. I didn't have them like this earlier, I had over each other, so we'll see what it's like this way. We'll see how many I get, how many I can fit in. Oh, that's another bronzer as well, that has to go in with the bronzers. That's a cream bronzer that has to go in to the cream bronzer section. So note to self, no more blushes. Oh, another cream blush here. I don't know if that is expired, so that could be going. Yeah, so definitely, I mean, everything fits. So that's one good thing about it, everything fits, but definitely we'll have to dig around. Where's that? Put that Rare Beauty one up at the top, because that's one of my favourites. So who likes organisational videos, yes or no? Oh, that's another cream blush. Because if you don't, I will not make them again. Oh, and another cream blush. So I'm going to stick that in. My mum gives me them out of her tablets. Just keeps the makeup fresh. So as you can see, there's certainly enough room if I want to get more blush to put in here. Certainly enough room. But the idea is to, if anything, to declutter what I've got and just use the ones I absolutely love. So that's that. So then we can open it. And what I've done for eyeshadow palettes, because eyeshadow palettes are going here, because it really is steep, isn't it? You can see how steep it is. What I've done is, once I use the ones that I'm going to be using over the next few weeks, months, however long it takes me, I want to go back to using the ones that I love from my makeup collection. So I'm pulling stuff out like that. So yeah, I'll show you. I just need to get them in the order that they was to begin with. So I want to use the Wilderness by Beauty Bay more. I've barely used it. This is what it looks like. I mean, it looks like I've hit pan there on Fossil. I haven't. I think I've just swatched it that many times. I have used it quite a bit, but not for a while. Then I want to use the Love Notes a little bit more. I've only used this a handful of times since it was bought. I mean, just look at those shades in there. I think I'll be using that soon. Not sure about the equaliser. Like I said, or like I was trying to say before I got disconnected, I don't know if I want to keep this. I'm sure my sister got me this for Christmas one year. I bought one for Lisa, and I'm sure my sister bought one for me. Anyway, that's going in. Right, so I want to put my cosmic brushes in as well. Not because I love them, like some of the other ones, but because I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I mean, they look so nice. Maybe if I did a few more looks with them, because this is the one that I really didn't like when I got it. But I'm more accepting to blue these days, so let's put that in. Then I bought the Royal Rose. This was a seconds palette. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, didn't Royal Rose come out first? Yes, it did. But I didn't even know about the company back then. I only knew about it when they brought that Serenity palette out. And my friend in Canada actually told me about cosmic brushes. I definitely think this one is more me. I love that green there, Bloom. It is stunning. So yeah, we'll be playing with this as well. I'll probably play with them all at the same time, do different looks. Then I got Muse. I think this is my favourite of all of them. This is the perfect grungy palette in my opinion. They didn't start bringing multi-chromes out, I believe, until they did Delicious Delights, because all these palettes were about £20. I think this one was actually £18 when I looked into it. So this is when they started bringing multi-chromes into it and charging £25. So it's the Cosmic Brushes Delicious Delights, and that's the multi-chrome there, Sprinkles. And I've got a pretty much exact of that in a Glamonatrix palette. But I do like that duochromes as well. That Delicious shade is lovely. This one's nice. It's more me than the Serenity palette. But even so, you know, I mean, I just feel like there's not enough shimmer. Like for me, I feel like there's not enough. There's more matte. I absolutely adore this palette, so I want to use this again. It was a gift off Desi in Friend Mail. We did a Friend Mail swap. I've spoke about this before. So Peanut Shades of Peanuts. And this is the cool tone version that they brought out. They brought a more neutral and then cool toned. So yeah, it's very pretty. You just knew I had to bring these Glamonatrix palettes in. I've definitely not had enough time with them. So Glamonatrix Sugar and Spice. So this looks like that, and that's the one that looks like Sprinkles. It might not look like it in the palette, but I've tested them against each other, and honestly guys, it does. So yeah, looking forward to using these again. Then of course we've got the Rich Romantic. I've kept it in the box because the box is actually very, very pretty, and the actual packaging is just the normal packaging. Let me show you. See, as nice as it is, it's just plain. Do you see what I mean? And I do actually like all that floral print on the box, so I'll be keeping the box. My goodness. Absolutely stunning. Then we've got the Nearly Natural. This was my first ever Glamonatrix palette. Again, very, very stunning. A lot of rosy tones, a lot of golds. Like, even... that is absolutely stunning. Stripped back. I can't wait to use this again, but I won't be using these palettes until I've used everything else that I want to use. You know, the newer ones. I put these in here because these are the first ones I want to reach for after that. I should really do them in seasons. What do you think of that, guys? Do you think I should do them seasonal or just put in here whatever I want? Let me know in the comments. It would really help me to know what you want to see. And if you want to see me use any of these palettes, leave the name of the palette that you want me to use, and I'll use that first when I come to doing the video. Okay, I'd really appreciate that. So we've got the Glamonatrix Cosmetics Nocturnal. And this is one of those types of packaging that really, every bit of makeup that you've got, you can see there's quite a bit on it already. And it's been in the box, so that's why I keep it in the box, because I don't want it to get filthy. But oh my gosh, this is my favourite. If you was interested what my favourite was, this is absolutely... Look at Luna though. They're bringing this out, I think, in a smaller version palette. If this is your colour story, I do not recommend, like, I'm not going to be one of those types of content creators that say, oh, you need it, because you probably don't need it, but these are unique shades, are they not? Especially Luna. It's like a blurple kind of shade. I love all of these shades in here. And I've got the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3. Again, it was a gift. I've not used this as much as I should do. That shade there reminds me of Merope. I wonder if they're similar. That Galaxy shade. If they're similar, I can just get rid of Merope. Hang on, let me check. Oh, that really looks similar. It doesn't look as thick. I'm gonna check it against Merope. Hang on. They look similar when the light's on it, but when the light isn't on it, the one to the right, the first one, is more like, I would say, a blue, and then this one here, the one I first swatched up to the left, is more like a purple. But they look very, very similar. I'm sure I don't need all them. Let me turn the camera off. Sorry, no, the one to the left looks more purple from the Danessa Myricks, and then that one there, one from my single, is more blue. What I need to do is I need to do a comparison on the eyes and just see just how similar they are, because I'm keeping hold of the single because it's a unique shade. If it's not a unique shade, then it can go out of my collection because I'm sure it's expiring anyway. I mean, I was going to keep it to use on my nails as a nail powder polish, but I don't think I'll need it if I've got all these beautiful shades in here to use, because I've had this palette a while. I would say at Christmas or my birthday in February. I can't remember when Karen bought it for me. It's coming up 2 years, and I think it's just 12 months that you're supposed to keep it for. So that's that. All I can smell is antibacterial wipes, but they smell nice. They smell like of lemon. So yeah, let me get some more palettes. I normally only bring this one out at Christmas, but I do really, really like it. So I want to use this more. Hit pan on a couple of the shades if I can. So that's that. I want to use both of these more, Jungle Lights and Desert Lights, and you might be thinking, but haven't you already used them? I've used Desert Lights recently, but I do like them, and I don't want them to dry up and become unusable. So yeah, definitely going to use them more. Definitely want to use this before summer's out. I absolutely love this palette, City of Dreamy Lights. So that's what that looks like. Look at those shimmers, metallics though. Some of them, like Winning Street, they just, can you see how it's flipping, like changing colour? Reminds me of the Juvia's Place, Garden of Juvia's in a way. And those shades up there do it as well, Rookie and Secret Level. Definitely want to use, oh sorry, my thumb's in the way. Definitely want to use this more. It's such a stunning palette. I mean, I love them all. You don't get many shimmers, and this is always my gripe with palettes like this. You don't get many shimmers. 2, 3 shimmers, and you're getting 3, 6, 9 eyeshadows. So it's very matte heavy, but that quad there, well, that actually, yeah, quad. So Chlorophyll, Golden Age, Sungazer and Earthship makes the greatest grungy eye. So expect to look with those very, very soon. But I do also like Aloe Cove and Stained Glass. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. I didn't order it from Kaleidos. I ordered it from Beauty Box by Tammy in the UK. I'm always worried about ordering from Kaleidos. Has anyone else in the UK ordered from them? I'm sure I did a look with this, but I do really like it, and I would like, can you just see how similar they are though? Those two singles, not singles, those two shades, but this is stunning. Monstera, that one there, oh, it has my heart. This is another perfect grungy eyeshadow palette. I don't think Glam Shop actually do it anymore, but yeah, I want to actually use that again soon. I'm going to put that down there. And then, is it just magnetics? I think it may be. Right, so we've got a couple of magnetic palettes that I want to use. So this one is my dupe of the Botanical or Botanics from Beauty Bay. So we'll put that up there. I'll be using that soon. I might even bring that out this Shop My Stash, because I want to kind of get to grips with looks, you know, for when I do actually have the Botanic palette. You know, when I do get the Beauty Bay palette, then I'll know kind of what I want to do, won't I? So there's that, and then there's this one. Yeah, I might bring them, obviously not in the same week because there's just too much. So yes, maybe I'll bring that one in, because that's like the Yucca palette. That's my version of it, and it's very close. So I'd be interested to see what kind of looks I could do with this. Then we've got the ABH palette. So this one's very pastel heavy. Those shifty shades there, like, they're just really nice. I could actually put that one in the Botanic palette. I'll see which one's closer, because I've got a green like that there. So I'll swatch them later. I didn't know I had that. So yeah, got some really nice shades by Glam Shop, some singles, and then most of the other ones are Colourpop. So that's going in here as well. Beverly Hills, these are all the pastel roses. So I'm trying to make my way through them to see what I want to keep and what needs to be decluttered. I think for sure, is it that one? Yeah, that one up there. That one's not a pastel roses one. It's a Kyma Cosmetics. That's going to have to be pulled in this week when I do my Shop My Stash, or whenever I do it. Because, no, it's not even that one, sorry, it's that one there. You can see how it's different formula to everything else. And even that one is actually. The other ones are more flakes, and then these ones are Titmouse Cosmetics. So I want to use all these, and I want to see what I can keep and what I can declutter. And what I need to do is, I've got some more in my Shop My Stashes, just switch shades out. But this time I'm not going to go as mad as I went last time, because the palette had to stay in for 2 weeks. So this time we'll just pick a few shades to correspond with what palette I choose. Then we've got the Colourpop Luxy Beauty palette. So that's the shades there. I'm pretty much keeping all my magnetic palettes together, apart from my Glaminatrix ones that Lisa got me. I don't want them going in there in case they break. In fact, I should put that one back as well, because they're quite delicate. Yeah, I'll put that one back. So that's the shades there. I'm pretty much keeping all my magnetic palettes together, apart from my Glaminatrix ones that Lisa got me. I don't want them going in there in case they break. In fact, I should put that one back as well, because they're quite delicate. Yeah, I'll put that one back, but I think that's it, guys. You can see there is absolutely loads of room. Maybe I'll bring some of my Natasha Denona, definitely the pastel palette, the midi pastel palette. I would love to use that maybe in conjunction with this. Yeah, maybe I'll just go and see what I've got, and I'll be back in a second. I might actually take this one away with me, but when I went to my Natasha Denona's, I just needed to put this one in. It is stunning, and I've not used it enough. The only issue is if I leave this behind, I'll be devastated. So really, maybe I shouldn't be taking my most expensive palettes away. I'm only going away for 3 days, but yeah. I mean, they'd probably ship it back to me, but what if it broke in shipping? Just look at the shades though. Maybe I could take the Peanuts palette. I wouldn't be as bothered if I lost that. I mean, of course I'd still be bothered because a friend sent it to me, but yeah. definitely we're going to put this in there. I feel like the I Need a Nude and the Glam palette would make a perfect combination, so I brought this in as well. I feel like a couple of shades may be missing, maybe just one actually. Oh no, two. Even so, it would make a great palette, I feel like. So I'm going to keep this one in too. And then, of course, Natasha Denona pastel palette. I didn't use this last year, and I should have done, so I'm going to really try in the summer to use it. It's such a stunning palette. I love that yellow there, I love that mint green, I love that white with the pink flip. I just absolutely love all these shimmers, so yay for her. Right, so that's it for the eyeshadow palettes. You can absolutely fill it more, but it's getting to the point where that's the cutoff anyway. And then obviously we've got all the creams over here in the different sections. We've got the powder blushes here. Okay, so I've got some blushes that I need to go in. This Tower 28, so this one is in golden hour, so that goes in with the oranges. That's like more of a rosy toned one, and that's rosy toned. They're just gonna have to go together, I think. And then we've got another orange one by Elf. Then we've got this peach one. This is gonna have to go here. Then we've got, I think this is more pink. Where is it? That can go on the top deck. It just helps me choose, helps me know what I've got and what I want to pick when I come in here. And say 1 week I do pink, then I'll go to orange, then I'll go to this in creams. I don't know what I'm going to do in this section. I mean, at least a lot of them are like here. And then obviously just rifle through them. That could be hard when I'm holding the phone like this. Then I've just got bronzers, so let's go down to the bronzer section. Right, so that's what it's looking like. Again, it could change, guys, so don't be surprised if you see it looking any different. This one, at this point I'm just keeping for decor. Don't be surprised if that goes in my bronzer declutter. And we've got room here. I don't know what for, to be honest. If I find something, it will go there. But yeah, that's kind of it for now. I don't know how long this video is. It shouldn't be too long, because I kept cutting it off and coming back, didn't I? You know, it shouldn't be too long. And that's the cool thing about this, because it's so compact. I can store it elsewhere as well. And then it's just going to go under there, under the vanity. It does have quite a few scratches, so I might put it in the other way in a second. It's only me using it. Obviously, if it's 3 years old, it's not going to be brand new, but I think that she's looked after it. I really do. But yeah, thank you for watching this video with me. And if you've not already subscribed, I'd love it if you would subscribe if you like this kind of content. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.